Thursday?
Happy Thursday.
Thursday. It's a Thursday. We're podcasting off of our normal schedule, so we're on a Thursday instead of a Saturday. So.
We are. Darlene was a little under the weather last week. Oh, this is Knitter's Gotta Knit podcast, by the way. I think we're on stitch 15.
I think so.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us again.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming and checking us out. If you're returning, thanks. And if you're new, I hope you stay. But yeah, Darlene was a little bit under the weather this past Saturday. And, I have Antonio every weekend anyway, so we didn't have a chance to podcast this past weekend. So we thought, well, let's see if we can podcast during the week. And we are here Thursday podcasting.
Yeah, the week has kind of got away with it from us because Monday was a holiday. And then we've lost a week at work, so our week has kind of like got away. And so we decided that we wanted to try to get one up before we hit our 3-week out mark.
Yeah, so I think we're 2 days before the 3-week out mark. So we've beat 3 weeks, but we're past 2 weeks. So.
And selfishly, I didn't want to do it this coming weekend because Shyla made Carrie a quilt for her thank you gift for Carrie making some shawls for Shyla's wedding that was almost a year ago. But, Shyla's a, working mother, wife, got 2 kids and a zoo and stuff, and she's just super busy. So she finally got the top finished and she brought it over. And I spent, Monday?
It was Monday.
I spent Monday sandwiching it together, and so this coming weekend I want to quilt it. So I didn't want to leave the house Saturday because, by the time I leave and come over here and spend, 2 or 3 hours with Carrie, my day's pretty much shot. So I wanted to stay home and try to get that quilt done this weekend. So that's why we're doing it on another reason we're doing it on a Thursday.
Plus, I don't have Antonio during the week, so it's definitely more quiet and less interruptions and stuff. So that helps too.
And it has been so cold here. I mean, we had 2 days.
All you people in the north, stop laughing at us. We are babies and we are freezing.
Okay, I don't care where you're from. It has been cold. I mean, we've been having a lot of rainy, wet weather here.
We have.
And it's 44 degrees right now.
Yeah.
And I mean,
it's wet.
It's wet and it's
cold and it kind of like, chills you to the bone type of wet, cold,
is
stuff.
It is. It's cold.
I mean, we've had a few days of some sun peeking through here and there. I've gotten to do a couple of things on my temperature blanket in the 80s, but for the majority...
I think I have 2 or 3 days.
I think I have 2 also, 2 or 3. But for the majority of the time, it's just been cold. And we usually don't get this cold of winters. This is just different for us, and so it's cold and we're ready for it to go away.
We are, and I usually don't say that, but I kind of am ready this year for it. I'm not ready for hot weather, but I am kind of ready for the cold weather to be gone.
Yeah.
And Shyla, she has 3 dogs, and she has a Schnauzer, a Lab, and a Great Pyrenees. Well, the Great Pyrenees loves to go outside. She wants to be outside. She don't like the heat, but she really likes the cold, so she's digging this cold weather. Well, Levi, the Lab, is just the opposite. He hates the cold. He hates the wet. He hates, being outside. He thinks he's a Yorkie. Anyway, but Shyla said that when it's cold and nasty outside, he hides out in Peyton's bedroom. He'll get on Peyton's bed and pretend to be invisible. And Shyla said she went in there the other day and she told him, she said, "Come on, Levi, let's go outside," because she was getting ready for work. And she said Levi just became completely still and avoided eye contact. Like, if I don't look at her, she can't see me. And so Shyla said that he was just too cute, so she just turned the light out and went to work. And when she got home, he was still in that same spot, so he hadn't moved all day. And I told Shyla, I said, so what you've done is you have reinforced to him that if he don't look at you, you can't see him. So that's his new thing, is he just avoids all eye contact.
That reminds me of children. I tell that with my grandkids all the time. Just because you can't see me doesn't mean that I can't see you.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what they think.
That's true.
That's cute.
And Susie, she's tired of the cold. She goes outside just when she has to. And
same with Precious. Same with Precious. She's tired of the cold too. She'll come and snuggle up. But she's also tired of me knitting on stuff sometimes. She wants to get comfortable and she wants me to sit still. you know, and but I don't sit still. I'm usually knitting or doing something. And then she kind of looks at me and then she goes, she sit by herself.
I'm glad that Susie, you know, Susie likes to sit with me if I'm working on, well, she sits with me if I'm working on anything. But she's a weenie dog, so she's a burrower. She gets under the covers where Precious don't do that.
She doesn't.
But Susie, she'll get right beside me in the recliner. She don't sit in my lap like Precious does. She sits, you know, beside me or at my foot.
Precious thinks she's the queen.
Yeah.
She needs to be on top of you.
I'm glad Susie don't do that. But Susie will sit there and I'll cover her up because she don't like my yarn to run across her back. So even if it's warm, I still have to cover her up with something because she gets all wigged out. She don't like the yarn touching her. So unless it's in a blanket or something. But
Precious doesn't care for the yarn touching her either, so I'll try and move my yarn into positions where it doesn't touch her, but sometimes I just can't help it. And I've tried to cover her, but she's just not a burrower. She just doesn't like to be covered like that. So I will try and put her on either side of me or whatever, and sometimes it works. And she's just moody. It's whatever she wants to do at that point in time, so that's what we do.
Shyla has an event coming up at her work this weekend. It's a huge event. Shyla is a manager of a campground that's by a river, and they have a lot of winter Texans there and stuff. But they have this event that I'm not sure who it's put on by, but it's put on by a couple of corporations, and it's every year. It's called Funfish, and these companies come out and they stock this area of the river with 2,000 trout, and then they give out. It's completely free. They cook hot dogs and they have, you know, provide fishing poles and all this stuff for kids, and
wow.
And kids come have fun fishing. You know, they learn about fishing and stuff, and they usually have hundreds and hundreds of people out there. Shyla hates it because you know
she's got to work.
Yeah, she's working, and it's just a bunch of little kids. And my daughter is not really a little kid person. I mean, she has children, but you know, she's not a little kid, so she's been kind of a little bit complaining about this. But Peyton volunteers at Funfish every year, so she gets to have a volunteer shirt, and she helps coordinate things and pass out stuff, and Peyton loves it. But we're expecting rain this weekend.
Yeah,
so,
and cold.
So we're a little worried about the Funfish event, that it might not
be so fun.
Too fun.
It might be cold. Cold
So,
fish event.
But
I know a lot of people have asked about Brinley's surgery. So how is Brinley doing?
Thank you for people asking. She's doing fine. She's healing fine. They did have to do the skin graft, so you know she's had that wound plus her foot, but she's healing fine. She's bored out of her mind. She's not a sit down kind of kid.
She's not a stay in the house.
No,
cooped up.
and so it's driving her crazy that she hasn't been on her motorcycle in 2 months. You know, she can't wait to get on her motorcycle, and she's handling it really well, but she's getting a little
antsy,
a little grumpy about the whole thing.
Of course,
you know, but she is healing good. The doctors say that everything looks good.
It's just one of those time process things.
She's just got to get over it, and she's antsy. My son's antsy, you know, and Kagan is ready for her to get off of those crutches and get out of the house because she's driving everybody nuts. You know,
of course.
But thank you for asking, everyone. But she is doing good.
She's doing good. That's good. That's good.
So, and so y'all see I'm working on a black hat. This is my son's sockhead hat. Y'all know I worked on my daughter's Ricky hat for, 3 months to make a hat. It was too short.
It was.
It was way too short. I ran out of yarn, so I had to start doing the decreases sooner than the pattern calls for. And so Peyton now has a really cute Ricky hat, and I'll give Carrie a picture of Peyton wearing it. It looks really cute on Peyton, but it's too short for
I'll
Shyla.
insert it.
So
if you've watched us before, you'll know you just have to look up every once in a while, because if we're talking about something, there might be a picture inserted somewhere. Because I'm sure you guys get tired of me saying, I'm going to insert a picture here, and I'm going to insert a picture here, and I'm going to insert a picture here.
So I did get more yarn to make another one.
She's so excited.
I am, but it probably won't be made anytime soon. I told Shyla I'll have it made for before winter. Next winter. Because Shyla loves hats. She wears hats from when it gets below 80 degrees. until it gets back to 80 degrees. Shiloh wears a hat. She loves hats. So I won't get it made for her this year, but she has lots of other hats that she can wear.
She'll enjoy it one way or another once she gets it. She still has the gray one to wear for now. So.
She does. And what's been going on with you? Oh, Bruce finished the bathroom. I'm sorry.
Oh, yay. Bruce finished the bathroom. So, did you get...
So glad.
So she's so glad she doesn't have that sheetrock and everything everywhere. Yeah, he's got to get to work.
That's right.
Poor Darlene had to sew while he was doing the bathroom.
But it's done. Thank goodness it's done.
I bet you it looks great,
too. It does. It looks real good.
That's good. That's good. You know, I haven't had a whole lot going on. Except for Paige's air conditioner is now not working. So if you've watched any of our recently previous episodes, Paige was having a heat problem because, you know, we've said it's been getting so cold here. Well, those couple of days where it like popped up to 79 or 81. In Texas, you can have your heater and your air conditioner on in the same day. At least I have.
We do all the time because we turn our air conditioner on at night, every night.
So, so this past week is the first time Paige has really wanted to turn her air conditioner on. It got a little bit too warm for her. And Paige is always cold, so she doesn't mind a warmer house. Even in the summer, she doesn't care if it's 78. I would die in a 78-degree house in the summer. But
oh my gosh, I would too.
But Paige doesn't mind. I mean, she's always, prior to buying the house, she's always been on the 3rd or 4th floor of her apartments, and it's usually the one that's always the hottest. You know, heat rises, and it doesn't bother her at all. So she just goes with it. But it did get a little bit warm because in her new home, she has a very large sunlight in her living room. So it's this big window within that half circle at the top of the window, and at a certain time of the day, that sun will hit that window just right and cast, you know, perfect spot of, you know, light onto the floor as it moves across the couch and onto the floor, whatever. So it kind of warms up her house when the sun is out. So she needed to turn on her air conditioner, and it just blew and blew and blew. At first she thought none of her vents were working because she has 2 vents in the living room that still aren't working, that she's fighting with the warranty company to get fixed. But then she thought all of them stopped working. But we went and checked the airflow, and there's airflow in the other ones. It's just not cold air. So then, of course, I started to worry that it was the thermostat that I installed for her. So I thought, man, if she sends out another company, then they're going to say, well, it's this thermostat and da-da-da-da. So I thought, well, before she calls, let me just double check. So I went over to her house, I think on Tuesday, and I took off the Nest. Well, first I checked the Nest, I checked the air conditioner, make sure she was, you know, turning it on right and all this stuff. And the air conditioner did not come on. And so then I thought, well, let me put the old thermostat on. I put the old thermostat on, and it still doesn't come on. So I know it's not the Nest, but I said, leave this old thermostat on for now, because I know if that same lady comes out here, she's just going to grumble about that Nest thermostat. And once we have your AC fixed, you know, then we'll put the Nest back on.
That's frustrating.
It is frustrating because we really think that they broke the air conditioner when they were fixing the heat, because the air conditioner worked fine before it got cold. I mean, she bought the house in October and she used the AC in October before it started to get cold. So with all the arguing and fighting to get the heating worked, now we think that they did something to break the air conditioning. I mean, I don't know anything about air conditioners. I know how to change the filter. Now I know how to wire a thermostat. I know how to check just a few things, but that's the top of my knowledge. So I have no clue how, you know, fixing one can break the other, but that's just kind of what it seems like happened. So that's a little frustrating for her, but hopefully she gets that fixed pretty soon. And I've actually been kind of alone a lot lately because Jaime went to nights. So he got his new job, and he did his day shift for 2 weeks. Now for 2 weeks he has to do the night shift, which is from 3 o'clock in the afternoon to 11 o'clock at night. Well, I work from 7 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. So by the time he has to go to work at 3, I'm not off yet. And then when he gets off at 11, I'm asleep. So, you know, we really haven't had any time to spend together that much. So I've just kind of been chilling with Precious and, you know, watching some movies and stuff and enjoying the Olympics, really. We've been watching a lot of Olympics. So you can kind of have it going on in the background and stuff, and been enjoying that. But, and I got new glasses. I don't know if you guys can see my new
like
glasses.
them. I like them a lot.
My mom helped me pick them out, and she purchased me a pair of prescription sunglasses for the cruise, because the cruise is coming up. That's how we went to the lens place in the first place. She said, let me buy you a pair of prescription glasses for your birthday. My birthday is this coming weekend. For your birthday, so you have them for the cruise. So we went and did that, and you know, it was like buy one, get one free if you use your insurance. And so I used my insurance, and you know, the second one is never really 100% free. You've got to, you know, upgrade to the progressive lenses. You've got to add different things. And so I bought these glasses, and my mom got me some sunglasses. I think I have a picture I can insert, but
They look a lot like those, only they're a little smaller, I think. Right?
and they're tortoiseshell. They're a little bit more. They're a little bit more like your frames. I think you like a little bit of tortoiseshell colors on the outside.
Yeah,
So.
I like those. Those look good.
And I really think I can see better in the sunglasses than I can in these glasses. But you know, that's just my kind of luck.
I think I
that
see better
happens.
through my sunglasses too. So
I don't know. I don't know what it is, but polarization or what. I have no clue.
I
But
don't know.
But I do like it. Oh, and I got an Alexa. I got 3 of hers. I have a little one in the kitchen, I have one in the living room, and I have a spot in the bedroom. So I got 3 Alexas and started to connect things in the house, and I'm really loving her. So my family's making fun of me, and Jaime's making fun of me, and Paige is rolling her eyes at me, but...
And I kind of have to ask, you know, your house isn't large. It's kind of like mine. It's medium to smallish to medium sized house, just like mine. One isn't big enough.
I don't think one would have been big enough, but I don't think I need one in the living room and the kitchen because they're fairly close. I've talked to the kitchen one before, and the living room one answered me. So I think I can probably move the one from the kitchen to either this room or the back bedroom or whatever. And Antonio uses her, calls her Alexis, and sometimes she answers and sometimes she doesn't. And but I don't think she does quite all the things that Google can do. Like Antonio's asked her a couple of times the weight of stuff, like how much does a can weigh, a soda can weigh, and or you know, just how much does this weigh or whatever, and she'll answer that she doesn't know. So I did order some Google Minis. I was going to put one in his playroom and one in the bedroom, or either one in the living room and one in the playroom or whatever, because I think he would enjoy some of those, you know, things where you ask Google stuff, you know, what sound does a whale make? I think that's in a commercial somewhere, and, you know, it's really kind of cool. But I know there are some people that just, you know, don't want all that technology in their house, and I'm a technology person, and I love being able to turn on my lights by speaking. I love that it, you know, I have a electronic door lock in the front that connects to the internet. I've got camera outside that connects to the internet. I've got light bulbs that connect to the internet. I've got switch plates that connect to the internet, and they just kind of all work together, and it works for me. So I like it. But I know that that's, you know, personal taste, but I have been enjoying her. I told Jaime that he needed to be a little bit worried because I was falling in love with her.
Carrie told me that she told Jaime that, and I told her, I said, I'm a little bit worried.
She did. She did. Yeah. So I do love her. I haven't told her that yet, but there's some.
You should tell her and see how she responds.
I might. I mean, I do tell her good morning, and I tell her good night, and she tells me sweet dreams and good morning, and I can tell her to play me music. Antonio really likes the play music function. He loves the movie Sing. And there's this gorilla in there named Johnny, and he sings Elton John's I'm Still Standing. And Antonio thinks it's the coolest song. He didn't realize that somebody else besides Johnny the gorilla actually sang that song. So when I showed him a YouTube video of Elton John singing, he's like, who's that?
That's not Johnny the gorilla.
I'm like, that's the original singer. But he loves to play that. So and just different songs and talk to her. And calls her Alexis or Lexia. Sometimes he calls her Alexia, and like I said, sometimes she answers and sometimes she doesn't. But he just has to learn all the names of the
and his
different
cousin's name is Alexa.
Yeah, his cousin's name is
Alexis.
Alexis.
Yeah. So I can see how that would get confusing.
It would get confusing, and I think I've called her that before. I think I've called her the wrong name before. But I have enjoyed it, so it's been fun getting everything hooked up. But how about some knitting?
Well, like I said, I'm working on Casey's sockhead hat that think I started in June, so I really need to get this finished since winter's almost over, we hope. And let's see, we were talking about our temperature blankets.
Yeah.
And here is I'm pretty caught up. I mean, I need to do the 20th and the 21st and then today.
Oh,
so I'm pretty caught up.
I'm only to the 15th or 16th.
Oh, so here's mine. And I'm not happy. I have to say I'm not real happy with it. So I've got to figure out how to get happier with it. I'm happy with the way we're doing it. I'm happy with I think it's turning out to be cool looking. I'm not happy with my yarn joins, and I don't know what to do about that. So, but
if you guys have any great ideas of joining
I guess I'm going to have to learn that magic knot that scares me to death, but
I can teach it to you. That's what I use. I use the magic knot, but she is scared that it'll come undone.
And I have a bow. It bows. So see how it like has a curve?
Is this your cast on edge?
It is.
I think it's just because it's
I think so.
Loose.
But
Tight.
I'm going to have to get Carrie to teach me the magic knot, and I'm just going to have to, like, if it falls apart, I guess. But it does scare me. But I don't like the bumpiness of my joins. I think it looks...
I'll have to take a picture and insert a picture of a bumpy joint.
I think it looks bad. But anyway, so this is our temperature blanket, and we're doing good. Keeping up with it. But the way we're doing it is different than most of them. So what we do is we take the low and the high and say it's it was 71 degrees on the 20th. We would do 71 stitches in that day's colors for the low. And then if it gets, like that day it got 73, so it's going to be the same color on that one day. But then you would do 73 in the high. So we actually have a high and a low for every day. Mm-hmm. So I think it's going to be cool looking.
It's going to be cool looking, and it's going to be different. I'm just, waiting for mine to get bigger. Yours is bigger than mine. Well, I know I'm only 5 days behind, but it's definitely bigger than mine.
So, and I have to try to make myself stay caught up because it can get away from you.
It can.
I think I spent one day over our 3 or 4 day weekend just trying to get caught up on this.
I did too. So, but I was 2 weeks behind from the last time that we had podcast. So.
And then working on Trenton, my grandson's magic blanket, his crochet magic blanket. They all have knitted magic blankets, but this is their crochet magic blankets, and this one's Trenton's. And I wish he had it right now because he's homesick with strep, and so I wish he had it to be snuggled up with. Not that they don't have a bazillion blankets that I've made them.
And I'll take a snap of, so you can see the yarn close up. I'll take a snapshot,
but this Bernat blanket, they all had blankets out of all different other, quilts and blankets.
This Bernat yarn is really nice.
It's just awesome. It's just like this,
yeah.
You just want to snuggle with it. And so this is almost finished. I wanted to have it done in 3 weeks a month ago, so it is a little bit behind.
That's all right.
And then another one of my whips. We all know that Shannon's sweater was too big. Mm-hmm. So I started him the exact same sweater, started it over. Luckily, the sweater I made that was too big fit my brother, so that's all good.
Yeah, her brother got it.
So here is Shannon's first sleeve. And I have all of the pieces, the 2 fronts, the sleeves, and the back all cast on. So the ribbing is partially done on the fronts and the backs, and the ribbing is done on both sleeves.
I'll take a picture of this before Darlene leaves and get it in there.
And what do you have before I start digging more out?
Let's see. I have, let's see what's on top. Well, I'm knitting on these Harry Potter socks. This is the yarn that Darlene got me for the Harry Potter Yarn a Month Club from, what is it? A Homespun House. It's called the Night Bus. So I had started these a while back, and I haven't touched them since. until we started podcasting today, because, you know, I need something mindless for a while.
They're really pretty.
And I'm really, really enjoying these. So I've been working on these.
I like the green cord.
This is a Hiya fixed circular. It is not the sharp. It is this just regular steel. I think I have said before when somebody asked us about our needles, I usually use like Diet Craft or Hiya, but the non-sharps. The sharps they just are too pointy for me, and I end up getting a hole in my finger. So so I got a pair of, they're fixed. They're not interchangeable, because the Hiya's interchangeable sock needle set only comes in sharp. It doesn't come in the steel. So it's a fixed 32-inch circular, 2.5 millimeter Hiya, but I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying them. You know, for mindless, when I don't want to think. Because I think the only other thing that I've been working on is a thinker. It is my Portage. And I am loving it. Carrie at the Creative Obsession just outdid herself with this yarn.
She really did. And I tried to talk Carrie out of ordering orange and black and gray yarn. But Carrie did a beautiful job.
It is just gorgeous. I love knitting with it. I love looking at it while I'm knitting with it. I love feeling it while I'm knitting with it. I love the orange. She just got the burnt orange perfect. I love the pops of black on a gray background, and I don't think it's Halloweenish at all.
I don't either.
Not
I think she did the perfect job.
I like want to knit with this yarn and only this yarn like for the rest of my life. I just love it. I just love looking at this orange.
It is gorgeous.
But it is a thinker, because there is this cabling pattern on the back. And so every other row I've got to think about it. So that's when something mindless is nice. But I would like to get this done right before our cruise, which is a little bit over a month away. My aunt and uncle just recently went on a cruise, kind of to this, they went to Cozumel, but then their cruise was longer than ours. And my aunt said sometimes at night it's kind of chilly on the boat.
I bet
it's a nice day, and then you go into all the decks, and they've got a ton of people that they've got to keep cool. So sometimes they overdo the air conditioners and it can be really chilly. So she said, don't take just tank tops and shorts because you're going to Cozumel. She said you need to have something a little bit warm. So I'm hoping to maybe have this finished just to have as a little sweater to wear. I mean, it's not going to be little, it's going to be big, but still. But I am enjoying it.
It's so pretty.
And my Portage.
Well, I'm hoping, Carrie made me another schedule for Shannon's sweater, so it's going to be getting the most attention. Mm-hmm. But whenever I just have to have something else to work on, I did cast on Shyla's clay quat. I don't know how you say that. Sweater, but it's just barely.
I'll have a link. It's a paid for pattern, but I'll have a link to the pattern in Ravelry. But it's got a
just
beautiful...
barely started, and these are the colors of it.
I'll take a picture of it, but started with these. Yep.
And then my only other thing that's not getting much attention, but I am going to take this on the cruise because I would like to get, since we're going to have Tania and Rosanna that are expert crocheters there, that they can help me with my ends. Mm-hmm. So this is Shyla's, it's a Suzette Stitch scarf.
I'll take a picture again.
And that's all I have.
It looks great. Feels great too. This is Madeline Tosh.
It is Madeline Tosh DK.
Same thing as her Ricky hat, the gray Ricky hat.
Yep.
So I think that's all the whips that we have. But we do have some very, very exciting finished objects.
Oh, yeah.
This is the exciting part of the whole
go ahead. You show yours first.
I thought we'd show them together.
Okay. They're the same thing, only different colors. So, this is my husband's Ranger.
This is my sister's. So, as always, pictures will be in there somewhere.
And I haven't blocked mine yet. And Bruce asked me not to block it because he wanted to wear it without it being blocked first. And because, he knows from the other sweater I made him that it's going to stretch. This thing fits him perfect. it looks so good on him. It fits him perfect. The arm length is the perfect length. And I made the sleeves, what, 3 inches shorter than the pattern calls for?
I think so, 3 inches.
But it fits him perfect. It's a little tight in the upper arms. And
I think my sister's is too, but I did try and block hers a little bit out.
Well, I told Bruce I could block the sleeves out for him, and he asked me not to. He didn't want me to do anything to it until he wore it for a while. So I told him, I said, okay, just let me know. I do have to say, when I bought the yarn for this, I ordered it all from Wool Warehouse. I bought the same dye lot. I mean, they're really good, Malabrigo Rios, and they're really good about sending you the same dye lot. And I know that people are going to say you should always alternate skeins, even with the same dye lot. We know that that's what we should do, but who likes doing that? Mm-hmm. So I didn't do that on this sweater. And whenever I was doing the collar, and Carrie has a picture she can insert, I did about 10 rows of the collar, and I swear to y'all, that looked like a different yarn.
It did.
It looked brown. So I ripped it all out and skeined up another cake of yarn, and it's still, to me, you can tell that it's a different skein, but it's not complete. It's not brown. And since Bruce is colorblind, he can't really tell. And in fact, I asked him, I said, can you see the difference in this before I ripped it out? And he said no, but I could see that. I mean, it was a glaring difference.
I do have a picture I can insert.
So I ripped it out, and then the button band and the collar is all one skein. And I did have a little bit on the collar from the body that I was able to alternate until I ran out of yarn on that collar. But that other skein, it looked like a completely different color. Mm-hmm, I was so frustrated. I sent Carrie a picture, and I was like, look at this. And she was like, wow.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, is that the same dye lot, same yarn, same everything? And,
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
But I couldn't believe it. My sister's is Cascade 220. My dad's was Rios, but my sister's is Cascade 220. And I do have a picture of her trying it on before the button bands are done. I can insert, and then of course I have a picture of it done that I can insert. But I will be seeing my sister this weekend, so I'm very excited to give it to her.
I can't wait for you to give it to her. Whenever we are allowed to buy yarn again, I really want to make a sweater with Cascade. This is your second one, and I've loved both of them, and I really, really want to make a sweater out of it.
Paige wears the first sweater that I made out of Cascade 220 all the time. It's her favorite sweater. It feels the greatest. She has one made out of Malabrigo Rios. She likes the other one better. She likes the Cascade 220
better. Does she like the yarn better, or does she like the sweater design better?
I don't know. I think it might be the design, and it might be the yarn. I don't know, but and it could be the colors too, because the Cascade 221 is gray, which is, I mean, the other one is a beige neutral. I mean, they're both fairly neutral colors, but she wears it all the time, and I think it just wears great. I mean, I just haven't had any problems with it.
I really want to make a sweater out of that for myself.
It does not block as much as you can make the Malabrigo Rios block.
This Malabrigo, you can make it for Peyton and block it to fit Shyla.
Yeah, I think you could.
It's just crazy.
That Malabrigo Rios can just stretch till the end of the earth. It's just amazing. When I blocked my dad's, I was just like, shrink, please shrink, stop, being so big. But he still loves it, and, he still wears it. So I'm very excited about that. And I think the only other finished objects that I have are these socks that I made. So this was a mystery cow.
I love them.
It's called Love Fool. Is the name of the pattern. It's an M cow. It's about to be over. I think it finishes next week, and all the clues have come out. I really enjoyed making this heel. I enjoyed the patterning on the front.
The yarn.
Even though I still think that I will, love vanilla socks better. But what I didn't know, that somebody pointed out to me, is I did the whole cable in Clue 2 wrong. So it's supposed to be X's and O's, and mine just all go the same way, like a wave.
I think it's beautiful.
It is still a very pretty pattern. I can insert a picture, but it is, so some of them were supposed to go this way, and then I was supposed to go this way, and I think I just have all of mine just going this way, so it looks like constant.
Like this here, this part here?
Right, And it's supposed to like X and O out.
I actually really love that pattern. I think it's beautiful. So good job messing up.
So, and she was kind enough to say that I would still be eligible. I said, you know, it's a mystery. I mean, it's not like I had anything to go by, and I didn't mess up the cable on purpose.
No, and I think it's beautiful. Actually, she needs to take your mistake and make another sock pattern, because I really do think it's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. So, I really enjoyed making these, and I think the only other thing we have is
we have two things.
We have a giveaway.
We have a giveaway in your birthday.
Yeah. So I got my birthday stuff, and then and also if you have a new bag for the shop.
Oh yeah.
But we do have a giveaway. It's over there, so I'm gonna have to insert the picture. It's the Turtle Made yarn bowl, which is just amazing. It's red. We had several people enter, and I drew a number, and the number was 4, and the winner was Guzman 311. Guzman 311. If you want to send me a message, a PM in Ravelry, it's I'm a Knitful-Maniac on Ravelry. If you want to send me an email, it's I'm a knitfulmaniac@gmail.com. So those are both fairly easy. And just give me your details so I can get that out in the mail to you. Congratulations. And we are going to do another giveaway. I think we're going to go ahead and this is going to be our second one. Our next one. This is from Lisa at Fiber Nymph. I will open up a thread for you guys to go check out her shop and tell us what you like. This is the Outdoorsy headband and neck warmer kit, and the colors of Happiness Magenta. So you get a, I'm going to have to hide that. You get a code for the pattern, and then the yarn.
It's so cute. It is just the cutest thing.
And it's by Lisa. The pattern is by Lisa. So, so anyway, I'll take a snapshot of the yarn and link the pattern and start a thread so you guys can enter to win this. And then I did have my birthday with Miss Darlene, and she's always just too wonderful to me. So I already opened them all though, and I got the most amazing tote bag.
Told Carrie, I was like, you're going to get so sick of getting bags, because that's all I ever give her.
I love to get bags from her for every chance that I can. I love them. So it's got beautiful polka dots on the inside. It's got knitting stuff on the outside, which, you know, who doesn't love knitting stuff? And it's great. I can't wait.
My favorite one is the sheep. Has the cuts of the wool.
The cuts of wool. Mittens,
I love that.
Mittens, poncho, belts, sweater, scarf, and hat. So it's a great bag, and I love it. She also got me this amazing cup. So I know we've talked about it before, but Darlene and I are going on a cruise coming in the beginning of April. And, you know, you can buy all these packages with extra, like, fancy coffee and stuff like that. But this is a French press. So we can take our own coffee. We're going to take a kettle to warm up our own hot water. And then it has this, I have some coffee, but it has this French press. So you actually just put water and coffee grounds in there. And then you go to close it, and you leave the little stick standing up, and you let it, you know, sit for a little bit. You can kind of, you know, like shake it up and down if you want to. And then when you're all done letting it, you know, kind of stew, then you just push that thing all the way down. It pushes the grounds all the way to the bottom, and then you just drink it, and you don't have any grounds. So it's just amazing. You can do it with tea. You can do it with coffee. So she already had one of these cups, but she got me one so I could have one on the cruise, and I just love it. I've been using it for 2 or 3 days now already, and I just love it. So.
I love mine too. I've been using mine for a few months.
She has. She leaves it at work.
I really love it.
And she also got me a monthly subscription to Plum Deluxe Tea for 6 months, so I'll get the tea of the month for that. And I love hot tea and all different sorts of flavors and stuff.
I wanted to get her the David's tea, because she drinks more David's tea than anything else. And I was shocked that they don't have a monthly subscription.
They don't.
But so I had to like find one that did, and I chose Plum because I know she's drank Plum before and she liked it. So
I saw somebody coming into work the other day with a Teavana bag. I've never tried Teavana.
Don't
I don't know if
Starbucks sell Teavana?
I have no idea.
So
I've never seen
I
it
saw. I
before.
thought about that. I thought about Teavana, but I was thinking that's kind of. I think that you can kind of get that here.
I love Plum
So,
Deluxe. They're from
good.
Oregon.
Yeah, they
and,
are.
Andy is the owner there, along with the girl named Carrie, I think.
Really?
And I don't know who owns what, but I think she does some moderation and some different blogs and stuff. But he's super, super nice.
Cool.
And so I do love that. And then she got me sandals for the cruise. We've been trying to figure out what we're going to wear to this cruise and all these different things. So she got me some Birkenstocks. I know we talked last week about how her sandals weren't quite fitting right. And thank you, everybody, for your input.
Yes,
but
thank you.
I went one size up. I just think that my foot kind of falls out of the size that is meant just for me. But I love these. I wore them around with this size, and I wore around a size smaller, which Darlene got for herself, and this size just felt better. So
And I got them for us to wear at the beach or by the pool or something, because they're rubber. They're not leather and they're not cork. They're rubber.
They are. They're really great. And Darlene has had foot surgery, so she has to have a rigid sole. She has to have a hard sole. She can't wear just like any normal.
Can or I'll be crippled.
Yeah, she'll be dying by the end of the day.
I have 5 screws in the top of my foot.
Yeah, she has 5 screws in the top of her. That sounds so painful.
Yeah, it is.
And so she needs to have that. But then I got these, and was there any?
I think that's it for your birthday.
And that's more than enough. But we did forget to show our cruise.
We did.
So going on this cruise, we bought this last year, so this does not count as stash enhancement. But we got the cruise kits. So I went for Canada, which is colors like this. Darlene got Iceland, which are those colors because she loves greens and I love burnt orange. And then it came with
I'm not
a
going to take my
bag.
bag out since yours is already out.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be like a project bag. It's this.
It's a tote. It's
this
amazing.
big, huge canvas tote, and it's by Tim Smith's wife. That's who's sponsoring the cruise on Royal Caribbean. It says 2018 knitting cruise, and I just love it. It's just I'm gonna use it as a carry-on along with my new tote bag, and have my stuff together with it. So I'm just. Wendy, you did a great job. I'm just thrilled with it.
She did an amazing job.
I'm just really thrilled with it. So, but I think that's it. That's all we had. But we do have one shop update. But for those of you who don't want to see the shop updates, that's perfectly fine. But thanks for checking us out. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're happy you came, and hopefully we'll record again in like just a little bit over 2 weeks because we're on a Thursday today. So 2 weeks and Saturday.
So thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Goodbye.
Bye.
So I only have one bag, but I think it's so cute. It's a chicken bag.
All your bags are cute. And it is cute.
And it just has a red and white polka dot. We've been so busy we haven't had time to get anything new up. I had material for several things, but
they're really cute.
So I really like these chickens. So.
I'll take a picture and insert it closer.
And that's it. That's all I have.
And so that's it for the whole podcast. So enter the drawing. Guzman311, contact me on the bowl. And you guys have a fabulous week.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.